Now that I've welcomed all our panelists today, I actually saw Karthik raise a hand. Karthik, do you already have a question? While I understand the excitement, I'm also extremely excited, but I'm going to just request our students who've joined us today, the participants, कि एक बार हम थोड़ा घुस जाते हैं टॉपिक में and then the forum will be all yours to ask questions and to understand our panelists and all that we have to offer today. Okay, so moving ahead, let's understand what Lorien Finance does. Tushar, if you can take us through all that Lorien Finance has to offer, that would be great.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Latika. Thank you. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction and welcome all for the webinar. Hey, Yuvish, Prathamesh, thank you for joining in, man. Looking forward to your inputs. So, guys, welcome everyone for the webinar. Now, what exactly Lorien Finance is? Lorien Finance is the most trusted names in the field of education financing for the global aspirants. When I'm saying global aspirants, is we are not only catering for Indian students, but also we are doing all the nationalities with the help of Empower, of course. So whenever Lorien, what exactly the Lorien is? Lorien is a marketplace, which is a one-stop solution for all your funding needs. Lorien is the company who has placed herself in the marketplace. We have 17 plus lenders in India, UK, and US, with which the rate of interest starts from 3.39. That's the vast range. And being in India, that kind of loans are not possible. Of course, thanks to US entities who are offering us with a specific niche product they have for the Indian students. So Lorien bridges the gap of the most suitable loan product available in the market that matches to the student's requirement. So that is what the Lorien is doing. And it will be always there in your journey through and throughout, right from the application to the disbursals of the loan. So that's what we do here, and we certainly believe in each and every student's dream. So whoever are coming to us, it's our responsibility. We take it as our responsibility that you guys should get the best loan options for yourself. So that is what we are doing here. Thank you, Latika.
Great, great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for making me understand what Lorien Finance does. And I hope my all the students that also understood help you all get a loan and make this process happy, fun, loving, and all of it. Uh, Also, Tushar, if you can just take us through all the lenders that we have on our platform,
absolutely.
quickly
So
list the same.
we have not only tied up with the no-cosigner companies, but also we have the nationalized banks, which are there on your screens, like SBI, Union Bank of India, PNB is mentioned. Then we are actively doing the private banks. Those are Axis, IDFC, ICICI, you name it, we have it. Not only this, we are also tied up with the private lenders, NBFCs, non-banking financial companies like SDFC Credila, we have Avance, we have Oxilo, and nonetheless, the no cosigner loans prodigy is there. Empower is doing brilliantly with us. So, apart from this, now the rates which I have discussed in the earlier part, like the rate starts from 3.39%. We have US lenders with us like Azent we have, Ernest we have, and there are a couple of more we would like to introduce you guys. So that is a very niche product. We will certainly have a specific different webinar to get all those queries resolved. But however, we would want to have it all around about the no cosigner loan product in this webinar, and certainly we will get through all your queries with no cosigner in this webinar.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yes, and very rightly mentioned that we also lend loans. We have, sorry, US lending firms at on our platform to help students with really minimal interest rates that can help them in this journey of theirs greatly. So we surely discuss all the options, but today we are here to discuss how to secure a loan with no cosigner. So let's move right into discussing the same. Moving on, I will request Prathamesh, sorry, I'll request Yuvish to actually also quickly introduce Empower and what Empower is doing
Sure.
and how
Thank
is
you,
it doing
Latika.
it for the
And
students.
thank you so much for setting up the platform and welcome everyone. So, just a quick overview about Empower. So, Empower actually started back in 2014 by two international students. Uh, them being an international student gave them the insight of the challenges which a student goes through in their education journey abroad. And during that time, they felt that the students who were coming to US or Canada going for their education across the world, they had to heavily depend on maybe a nationalized bank or maybe have a collateral or a guarantor in place to apply for a loan. And this seems like a challenge to a lot of students because obviously not everyone has a collateral in place, or they can come with a co-signer who can get accepted, or the parent or the sibling do not want to be on that loan. Otherwise, that actually stops them to take another credit product or maybe support them in their loan journey. And with that vision in mind, we started the company Empower Financing. How we work in this space is that we do not require a collateral or a guarantor for the loan. The loan is purely based on the student's ability to pay in the future. So we will look at what kind of salary a student will be making once they're done with the program. And we started our journey with Harvard University, and then we expanded it to 500 plus universities. So we are currently working with 500 plus universities in US and Canada. And if you're going for a program over there, then we can support you with your education funding dream. Apart from that, we, as a company, we also want to make sure that we are contributing socially to this vision. And we have created something called a Global Citizenship Fund arm, where we provide scholarships to students, and we have pledged about $500,000 in this. This is over and above the loan funding. So you don't have to take a loan to apply for this program. You can apply independently and take the scholarships from Empower.
That's great. That's awesome. If I would have been a student, मैं मर रही होती स्कॉलरशिप के लिए युविश. बहुत बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प हो जाएगी स्टूडेंट्स की. एंड ऑल्सो द फैक्ट कि आप लोग लोन्स दे रहे हैं जिसके लिए सिर्फ मैं जिम्मेदार होंगी. ऑल बिकॉज इट इज माई ड्रीम. I think all of us are extremely independent in today's generation. Or the first thought that comes to our minds, you know, as kids, as someone's daughter, as someone's son, कि हम ही अपना एजुकेशन करें और किसी और पे कोई चिंता ना हो, मॉम डैड को कोई प्रॉब्लम ना हो, किसी और पे किसी तरीके की डिपेंडेंसी ना हो. वी स्टडी एंड वी आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर repaying, for the repayment of the loan. So I think it is actually a wonderful option for students who have joined us today. So thank you. Moving ahead, uh, what are cosigner loans is what I would like to understand. Can we quickly define that? And that will just help us understand it in, easy basic terms.
Sure, sure. So I'll maybe take a step back into this. So normally, I mean, if you have interacted with a bank or with any credit uh, facility, they normally look at the risk profile of of the borrower and the assets that they're coming with for that particular loan. So if you're going for a, let's say, a collateralized loan, a bank will look at what kind of collateral you have. Is it falling under city limits or not? Is it matching their requirements or not? And then does that collateral cover your risk? So let's say if I'm applying for a 50 lakh rupee loan, is that collateral going to give the bank that kind of security of 50 lakh rupees or more? Similarly, for a guarantor loan or a co-signer loan as well. So if a co-signer can actually vouch for your success or maybe can have the ability to repay that loan in case the borrower is not able to pay that loan. So that's how normal credit facilities work. Empower looks at it very differently. So how we look at it is we try to understand the profile of the student and their future ability to pay the loan. What I mean by that is, let's say you're going for an education program. Let's say you're going for Arizona State University for a computer science program. So Empower, with their data mechanism and the algorithm that we have in place, we try to understand what kind of salary you'll be making once you're done with the program. So let's say it is $80,000. Now, basis that $80,000, would you be able to pay the loan that you are right now taking for your education? So that's how we look at the profile of the student or the borrower and provide the loan on the basis of the future potential of the student. So you don't have to bring your parents into place. You don't have to bring your collateral into place. The loan does not even show up on their credit profile. So if you're taking a collateralized loan or a cosigner loan, the loan shows up on the borrower profile as well as the cosigner profile. But this is a loan which you're taking on your education, and it will be your loan to repay going forward.
Got it. Got it. Prathamesh, I would like to understand from you a basic few terms, in a layman's language. One, what is a cosigner? What's collateral? Can I get a loan without a cosigner, without a collateral, so on and so forth? So these are the questions that I have in my head. And if you could just help me understand.
Yes. So Latika, when it comes to the co-signer part, who is a co-signer? So in many terms, we can call it as a co-borrower, co-applicant, or a co-signer. All these three terms are same only. So whoever is taking the responsibility of that loan along with the student is the co-signer, co-borrower, or a co-applicant. So this is how it works. And when it comes to the co-signer part, of immediate family member or a blood relative can stand as a co-signer when a student is applying for a Indian bank loan. And when it comes to no co-signer loans, there is no requirement of a guarantor in that scenario. So co-signer, the guarantor, that way we can say. And when it comes to the collateral is a security which needs to be given at the time of a loan that will be like, for example, if a student is going for 50 lakhs loan amount, so the security must be around 80% of the 50 lakhs. That can be a flat house or a plot that can be taken as a collateral security.
Got it.
And yes, also to add on collateral security, student can also provide the FD. 25%, 50% of the loan amount that can be given as a collateral security.
Got it. Got it. I actually would quickly like to take one question. Abhishek in our chat has asked, my dad already has a home loan. Can he still be a co-applicant on my application? Prathamesh, if we could understand that.
Yes, Abhishek. Just quickly wanted to understand from which bank the loan is going on, the home loan.
Does it matter, Prathamesh? Does it matter? I mean, if say I have taken a loan from SBI, right? Can I still be a co-applicant for my sibling who's going to the US or Canada?
So the benefit when it comes to Latika, if the student has taken loan from HDFC or SBI, so what we can do, we can process that application with that. Okay, so SBI is the lender, so we can process that application with SBI only to take that co-applicant, and in consideration that property we can take it as a collateral security. So that will be a second charge, what we can say. So what happens if, for example, the loan is from SBI now, and student is applying with Redila. So that time, what will happen? The loan, if they want to provide a collateral security, that because going with the SBI. So what we can do, we can process this application with SBI only. So the collateral will for home loan as well as for education loan as the second. So yeah, Abhishek, I would suggest rather to go with this thing, to have the collateral security and bring your father as a co-applicant. We can process with no cosigner, which we have the options. With Empower also, we do have available.
Got it. Got it. Thanks for answering this question, Prathamesh. Abhishek, I hope you've got your answer. And while we'll also be moving ahead, I'm going to invite questions and queries in our chat box. So we'll be answering every question, every doubt, every query that you may have regarding your education loan. So feel free to type your question in the chat box. Moving ahead, अब तुषार मेरे मन में अभी ये एक सवाल है कि बेटर कौन सा लोन है ना? आई एम अ स्टूडेंट, आई एम मूविंग अब्रॉड, मेरे लिए बेटर कौन सा लोन होगा? क्या मुझे बैंक्स के आना चाहिए फॉर ट्रेडिशनल लोन्स, या फिर आई शुड गो अहेड विद को साइनर लोन, नो को साइनर लोन्स? इसी तरीके से, तो व्हाट इज द राइट चॉइस टू एक्चुअली गो अहेड विथ? इफ यू कुड जस्ट हेल्प मी अंडरस्टैंड
Certainly,
दैट.
certainly. So, primarily, if you'll see, all Indians these days, like students specifically, they are inclined to explore the options which are already available with them. So, number one is everybody is aware that I can get a loan when I will have a co-applicant, right? So all the traditional loans which are happening, like with the nationalized banks, with the private banks, and with the NBFCs in India, those are all banks and NBFCs, financial entities, we will say. So financial entities are offering loan with co-applicant only, whereas student also have such options. Now these days, the Gen Zs, we call them, these are very much independent. They have done their studies, they have done their homework pretty well, they know what's available for them, and to larger extent still people are not getting that ample amount of information that they can secure the education loan without any collateral security or without having any intervention of co-applicant. So there is what this no cosigner loans come in the picture, where Yuvish rightly mentioned that this company will look into your future income prospects, like what will be your returns once you will complete your degrees, and that gives you, as a student, that gives you an upper hand in terms of the institute and the course they are selecting to go for. That will give me or ensure me that this is the X number of amount which I will be earning in my future. So based on that, this no cosigner loan option is pretty suitable. But yes, of course, traditional loans are always there. They have their own pros and cons, both the loans, like co-applicant loan or a collateral loan, they have their own pros and cons. And of course, for me, no cosign loan is always a win-win situation, because honestly, this is a dollar loan. Considering what the dollar these days, with dollars are rates are going high and INR is depreciating, so I would always go for a dollar loan if I want to go right now, and that too without involving any of my chacha, bhatija, mama, mami, chacha, chachi,
Right.
or my parents, without burdening them. I would be glad to go ahead with the no cosigner loan,
Right.
जहाँ पे मुझे I will get that liberty that I have to, pay on my own, so that sense of independence I will get more.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, very well explained, Tushar. The sense of independence, surely, I think we are all seeking. Uh,
Yep.
and yeah, when there's a choice कि traditional loans भी ले सकते हैं, no cosigner loans भी ले सकते हैं, but जो Gen Z है, and the people who have decided to actually get away from home, handle a new life for themselves. So I think this is an option that's surely going to be very important and meaningful for all
Absolutely.
of these students and kids moving abroad.
Yep.
Right. So I'm going to move ahead and I'm going to invite people to share their experience. If they've applied for a no cosigner loan, किसी को कोई दिक्कत आई है अप्लाई करने में, चाहे नो कोसाइनर लोन के एप्लीकेशन में दिक्कत आई हो या किसी भी तरीके के लोन में कोई दिक्कत आई हो, तो हियर इज द टाइम opening the forum and inviting questions. Please write and type your questions in the chat box. While I'm waiting for our customers to share their experience with us, Tushar, is will you or have you come across a student ka experience or a scenario which you would like to share with all of us today? कि अच्छा कोई बच्चा आया, वो बहुत परेशान हुआ, but then Lorien Finance helped him or her get a loan. That will
Certainly,
surely.
I have several kind of examples in my mind. To be very honest, uh, one of the latest which I remember is course tha. Empower is,
Yeah.
doing for the last 2 years of the loan. So he was not able to secure loan for his rest of the 2 years. But Empower came in a picture and he managed to complete his studies. That was a lovely experience to have, the kind of a fulfillment that student got. Of course, his parents were there; they are still there, but they do not were not eligible for as a co-signer for the Indian traditional loans. So that is when we apply or he got for last 2 years for was
Right.
pretty possibility many options out there. It's just you need to reach the right people on the right time.
Right.
So that is the reason why we are having this exercise of having exclusive webinar with all you guys, and we are welcoming your questions. We would want to understand your stories like this, so that
Right. Right.
yeah.
यो मैं आपसे भी जानना चाहूंगी. One such example that you may have about that. I'll just take one question. There's a student who's asking that they're going to France and uh, think there's no cosigner,
Possible.
no cosigner loan possible for them. Is that
Yep.
true? Is that
At
so,
this point in
Tushar?
time, France is that country wherein students, the majority pool of the Indian students are not inclined towards the France. So this product will come in near future, but at this point in time, we do not have any such product wherein the cosigner, no cosigner option is available. But yes, with Indian lenders, I do not think that there will be any problem. Of course, if there are any possibilities about the file is not getting through in terms of the
Right.
co-applicant, then we can certainly discuss it out and figure out which loan option will be more suitable for you.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Yuvish, would you like to add something to this? There's a student who's asking us that they're going to France, and like Tushar has already shared the basic information, but
For this particular country, I mean, it's still, I mean, we are not supporting that country currently. We are limited to, we'll let you guys know.
Yep, absolutely. And we are looking forward to it, you wish to be very.
right. There's a customer who's asking, how can I get 50,000 rupees loan without cosigner at low interest? So, the question, I'll repeat the question.
1,000 rupees. I'm not getting it.
Or low
Okay.
interest
What? Absolutely.
rate. So what are the type of interest rates, minimum क्या होता है, and interest rate we can lend. Sorry, we
So 39% is the we have
okay.
several.
Yeah. This thing, the US banks loan, we can offer very low, and the student should plan for US universities only.
Got it.
So that is one case.
Got it. Understood. I think we have a lot more queries, so I'll just take one more. So there's a
Experience. Yeah,
student who's
actually, I was
sharing
going through
her
it. It was
experience.
lovely articulated.
Yeah,
It's interesting to read.
right. So I'll quickly read it for all of us to know what the student is asking us. So when I got my admit letter from the University of Leeds, I was so excited, but also completely clueless about the funding part. Um, Fair enough. I started checking out options online and finally applied for a loan through SBI. Okay. Everything looked great, interest rate was decent, and the process seemed simple. But then came the documentation stage, and every second day they were asking for a new document, income proof, property papers, papa ka signature, uncles, etc. So what made it harder was the communication gap. Okay. And I would call the branch, they would tell me to talk to the original, to the region, someone else. Got it. So yeah, she was just juggling between,
Hi.
several people and several of
Yeah.
in these firms. So nice and was unpleasant. So made me realize getting a loan isn't just about interest rates. It's also how student friendly the process is. Very, very
Absolutely.
important.
The last interacted with the students. Students do really, because from family point of view, my parents, my mother, of interest you have got, but nobody is really caring about how the process is going on or how short the process will be. So that is something which everyone,
Right.
every student should, consider while applying individually to the lenders. So why student should come to Lorien? I will take her out.
Yeah, yeah.
As Ankita rightly mentioned that how student friendly the process is, how efficient outcome the student will going to get after the wait time is over, because banks, NBFCs, they will take their own sweet time to in order to get the loan sanction, or they will ask you to come to and fro to the banks. But we are in 21st century, so now everything is online now. Everything is online. So when student comes to Lorien platform, there they will be getting multiple options. As I mentioned, that it's a one-stop solution for all the education loan needs. So you do not have to go anywhere. You do not have to talk to 110 other people. You just need to talk to one dedicated relationship manager who will be there with you, who will be advocating your case to all the lenders, and who will be taking care of your process. So that friendly, we are creating education loans for the students.
Right, right. Um, yeah, thank you for telling us how Lorien Finance takes it personally to make sure that the experience for the students is a good one because very rightly mentioned and pointed out by Ankita that the whole struggle is about how student friendly or how user friendly the whole loan application process is, because the moment I hear of a loan, be it any type of a loan, मेरे दिमाग में बस ये आ जाता है कि बहुत सारा पेपर वर्क होगा और बहुत टू एंड फ्रो
Absolutely.
होगा. So yeah, the thought itself is tiring. I would actually want to quickly understand from you, Prathamesh, ki what is the maximum amount of a loan that I can get if I'm applying without a cosigner? Is there a top bracket there, something of that sort? Sorry, a limit there?
So when it comes to the no cosigner option, it is up to the I-20 amount, that is the up to 100% what lender can offer.
Oh,
More specifically, when it comes to Empower, I would say it is $100,000 what they are offering.
okay,
So for
okay.
no cosigner options.
Got it. Got it. Great. Thank you, Prathamesh. Yuvish, I think we have one question for you. Uh, a student of ours is asking, I've worked with Empower before. Worked with Empower, I'm assuming internship. Help me understand.
No,
I've worked with
he must
Empower.
have applied or
think,
something like that.
Acha,
so I'm
okay.
happy
I've
to
worked
get
with,
this question. And I think this is a previous borrower who took a loan from us, and then they're planning to come back for
Okay.
the loan. So,
Okay.
Devika, just to answer your question, I mean, you must have seen the process that we only work with the approved universities. So, the university is not listed. Unfortunately, you cannot apply for that for the loan. But please feel free to see the university list. I mean, we have increased it to 500 plus universities in US. So you'll see a lot of options which may work as an alternative for you.
You wish देविका के साइड से ये मेरी रिक्वेस्ट आप ले लीजिए कि 500 प्लस यूनिवर्सिटीज तो आपने लिस्ट कर ही दी है. आई थिंक अ लॉट मोर यूनिवर्सिटीज यू कैन गेट ऑन बोर्ड सो दैट देविका एंड आई एंड मोर सच स्टूडेंट्स कैन एक्सप्लोर दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी विद एम्पावर.
Certainly. So, I mean, we are making these universities eligible as and when they meet our criteria.
राइट.
Currently, about 9 out of 10 students, international students, go to these top 500 universities. So we have covered the ground very well in the US. And I mean, it's all about expansion to other countries, which obviously would come along the way.
राइट. राइट. Okay, I'll just take, I think I'm very, very attached to the students here. So before moving ahead, I'm going to take another question. Um, Swati is asking what could be the worst case scenario in the repayment of the loan. Tushar, help. I think you can help us
If
with
there
this
is no cosigner,
question.
as we can see, the US job market is not predictable.
Yeah, a very valid
I
concern.
think you wish is the right guy. What's going in on USA? They are working closely. His company is US based, so definitely they must be discussing this through in day out. So you wish even I would love to understand, considering the current H1B is challenging. So what's the scenario when it comes to repayments of the loan?
Yeah, I mean, we have been closely looking at the market
Mm-hmm.
from that sense. And in terms of employment, I mean, it touched a high of 4%, I think, from
Mm-hmm.
2.5%. So obviously there was an increase in unemployment, but we are supporting our students in the ways that we have available in our current loan system. So students are making use of that to make sure that they are not defaulting on the loans, and they are
Lovely.
getting the time to at least get back on their feet and then start paying the loan back. So, in case a student faces any issues, they can work with our servicing team in that case. Plus, I think H1B, if I come to the visas and H1Bs, so I mean, there was news coming out of 150 students who were being deported, but after a point of time, the Supreme Court ruling was that they can continue in the US. So
Correct.
even the judiciary in US is supporting the international students. So
True.
I believe that it should. Uh, I mean, US is taking steps to make sure that there are no students who are uh, living there illegally, and making also providing a judiciary system to put across a case if you are there for a reason and you are supporting their economy. So it could, I mean, it can be seen as, uh, I mean, as a step to just negate any sort of immigration or illegal immigration
True.
movement to the country. But obviously, any student who is doing well, who can add to their economy, they are getting. I mean, still a similar route is going on for those students.
Got it. Got it. So I think you wish this is just a myth that, the US isn't wanting Indian immigrants to, join their universities or move there for work. I think there's this weird fear amongst the students. And I've also been coming across a news claiming that, student visas haven't been approved or the approval rates have, declined in this year and the last year. So do you think it's actually it's a thought through thing that's happening between USA and India that it's not a good idea for students to move to the US? Is that how it is?
So I'll defer to my point that if you are high potential student,
Right.
then US is still a good place for you to be in. I mean, choose your universities right. Make sure you are clear on the pathway, why you want to go to US. Have that clarity of thought when you're applying for, I mean, for any program, you're putting in 40 lakh, 50 lakh rupees, either as a loan or your parents' savings. So having that clarity of thought and making sure that you're going for high potential programs, that should be the way forward for you. And I mean, US has been a country of immigrants. We cannot deny that.
Absolutely.
So,
True.
I mean, there are a lot of geopolitical conversations which have been going on, and which is probably just blowing this out of proportion. But it still looks like that for high potential student, it's a good market. We are also looking at the visa rates. Obviously, there was some decline in the recent past, but we are hopeful that it will go well in this quarter for the fall intake. And even the universities are still rolling out admissions. So a lot of top rated universities are still giving admissions to make sure that their seats also get filled from the international market or cohort. So it seems like a good opportunity to move right now. Maybe you will have less struggle to get into the university.
True.
Right.
True.
Great. Great. Thank you. Um, okay, so I am going to again request all our students to ask their questions and type their questions in the chat. We'll surely address each one of them, but I'll now move ahead in this webinar and would want to understand from Prathamesh uh, what are the benefits or the bright side of getting a no cosigner loan, and is there an eligibility criteria for the same?
Yes. So when it comes to no cosigner loan options, so basically the university should be listed and the course should be listed. So if these two basic parameters are there, then the student can apply for a no cosigner loan options. Moreover, when it comes to Empower, I would say the course is not that much the thing because it is not very specific. We also have another lender called Prodigy, so they are course specific. So the course should be there, and with for example, the student is going for a University of Texas, and the course is MS in computer science. So that should be listed with the Prodigy. But when it comes to Empower, they don't have that thing. They are like they can process with MS courses, all which are there with that university.
Okay.
And this is one thing. Secondly, the benefit is when it comes to the no cosigner loan options, the entire process is online. No physical documents needs to be signed or been submitted to any physical branch. So student can easily process with us when it comes to the no cosigner loan options. So the entire process is online. It will hardly take 10 to 15 minutes to check the initial eligibility of the student, whether the loan is eligible to get the loan or not in a very prima phase. And he or she can check how much loan amount is eligible for that student. So that is a very win-win situation. Also, here, I would say when it comes to the no cosigner loan options, I have seen in my experience that students do have dreams to go abroad and they don't have a very strong cosigner with them. So they need to ask their, I would say, the relatives to stand as a co-borrower. When it comes to relative, again, they need to have the collateral security. So there are lot many things coming up when it comes to the with cosigner options which are available in India. But here the benefit is student on their own can apply for this no cosigner loan options. So here on the basis of students' creditability, student can get a loan and they can study abroad. So rather to wait and ask for the, I would say the relatives, the family members, and check for the collateral security, rather to put them as a co-signer. With no co-signer, it is very much easy to process the loan application, and it's totally hassle free. It is not an issue to like you need to sign the documents again, you need to visit the branch, you need to give the collateral security. So there are n number of things. So it's totally hassle free loan process.
Got it.
And also the student can build their own credit history while they are studying, while they are paying the interest part. They can uh, build their credit history. That will be very much helpful for their future. So if they want to take any sort of loans, or if they want to go for any internship or interview, so it does matters when it comes to the credit history.
Right. Right. Right, Prathamesh. Very, very strong point here. The students can build their credit history because US is a credit-based economy, and I think that is how you build an identity there in the US, and it's of utmost importance that without you getting a SSN, there's no possibility for a student to actually start building their credit identity. Forget history for that matter. So yeah, this surely is a gateway for them to get through to the US economy. But Prathamesh, I would quickly want to understand, as Yuvish said that they Empower offers loan to students moving to the US or Canada. What about the other countries? Like a student of ours wanted to move to France, and what are the other countries that people are trying to move to? Sorry, what are the other countries
Other
which
countries.
generally move to other European countries or other countries? And what are the other ways for them to then apply for a loan with us?
Yes, so when it comes to the other lender which we are having onboarded, so it is like yes, the student can process with UK, US, Australia, Germany, and France. These are the five where the student can apply for. But the only thing is the university should be listed and the course should be listed. So this is the no cosigner options what student can opt for this countries.
Got it.
And just wanted to add, student can only apply for the master courses. When it comes to Empower, there is a benefit of undergrad, but the Prodigy is offering only for master courses.
Hmm. Got it.
So for this country, student can apply.
Great. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Prathamesh. I'll move on to understanding how a loan at Empower works. What's the process like, and what's
Sure. So Pratmesh covered a big part of it, which is if you want to be eligible for a loan, you should be going to one of the universities that we support. We are, I mean, we do not look at the program. So if you're going to one of the universities, program is like we are agnostic of the program. You can apply for any program for the funding. And as I mentioned that there are about 500 plus universities that we support. So you should be going to one of those universities to fetch a funding for yourself. Second is we only fund for US and Canada currently, and students from 190 plus countries can apply for a loan with us. So there is no geographical constraint as such. You can be from any part of India or outside India, and you can apply for a loan. In fact, we have supported students from 140 plus countries till date who have successfully taken a loan and they are currently studying in the US or they have cleared their amount. And that is all. The process is very easy. It's online based application. So I mean, I can understand what Ankita had to go through for the loan process. But for us, it's a 10-minute application, 3 or 4 documents required, generic documents, which are only for the borrower. You don't have to include your uncle or parents or your collateral. Just completely on the borrower profile, only their documents, that too only 3 or 4 documents. And in 3 to 5 business days, we can give a decision on the loan. So it's very fast, and Prathamesh's team is happy to help you out with the application process.
Thank you, Yuvish. That was a nice introduction to all that Empower has been doing. As a student, my basic concern regarding, say, any loan process would be, or a loan requirement would be, would a lending firm, would a bank or an NBFC understand my individual needs and requirements, right? तो मैं बस ये चाह रही होती हूँ कि ठीक है, एक लोन बना है, एंड एक रेंज ऑफ इंटरेस्ट रेट्स है, उसी को हर लोगों को ऑफर किया जा रहा है. बट आई ऑल्सो वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड इफ देयर if there's any uniqueness in how you actually help the needs of a student moving abroad, of an international student.
Yeah. So, Pratmesh covered a bit about it, which is credit building, but I'll uh, dive deep into this thing. So we understand that a loan is not the end of the journey for a lender; it is actually the start of the journey. And we understand that the students who are coming to us, they might be first generation students who are going to US or outside the country from their family, and they need a sort of a support structure to help them out with the whole process. So if you look at the loan, this is sort of an investment because we are investing in your future potential, or we are investing in your future degree. You don't have that degree right now, but we are okay to bet on you because of how you have performed in your previous degree or the kind of degree that you're going for. Secondly, once you take a loan or get an approval, we help you out first of all with the visa support. So visa support is provided to all the students to make sure that they perform well in that we have created as well from our experience of last 10 years that we provide free of cost to the students. Second is credit building in the US, which again becomes very important when you're thinking of staying there or working there for the next 2-3 years, because you would want a credit card, you would want a personal loan, you would want to have refinancing options in the US. You would want, if you're taking an apartment on rent, the security of that apartment should be lowered. You should be able to fetch an apartment in a good society. So in US, credit score also determines if you're able to apply for that apartment on rent or not, or if you're able to take a car on rent or not, or you can apply to some of the jobs which your friends will not be able to apply to because you have a credit score in the US. So you start building your credit score from the first month itself, and in the first 6 to 12 months in school, you'll have a top tier score in the US. Uh, Things like personal loan in the US are available at 6% or 7%, which is not possible in India. So getting that kind of support on credit score sets you up in that particular country, where there is internship support and job support in the US. So we want to make sure that these students are successful in their academic journey as well as in their career. So you get a full-fledged support system to get you set up for a job or an internship in the US, which other lenders might have been missing out on, or they're not thinking of supporting the students with. But we want to make sure that whosoever is taking a loan from us, they get the right kind of support in the US so that they can earn well and repay the money back as quickly as possible. So it's a benefit for them as well as for us.
Lovely, lovely. That's great information, Vivesh. Even I was not aware that Empower does supports for placements and internships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant, man. Thank you so much for sharing this. This
Yeah.
is this is something. There was a question last time which was saying about the placements and the job scenarios in
Mhm.
US. So that gives the answer
Right.
that yes, Empower is not only the funding option, but as you mentioned that it's a start of a journey, and Empower will be there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And also, I think one of the most important takeaways from what you explained, Yovish, is, मैं इंडिया में हूँ, और क्योंकि हमारी इकोनॉमी का टाइप और स्ट्रक्चर ही अलग है, तो आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द वैल्यू ऑफ अ क्रेडिट हिस्ट्री. तो जिस तरीके से आपने समझाया, फॉर एनी लोन, से ऑटो लोन और एनीथिंग एट ऑल, और इंश्योरेंस, मैं कुछ भी करना चाहूँ अगर यूएस में, तो उसके लिए क्रेडिट हिस्ट्री, क्रेडिट आइडेंटिटी बहुत जरूरी होगी. और उसीलिए आई थिंक दिस इज अ ग्रेट ऑप्शन फॉर स्टूडेंट्स opting to go to the US or Canada. Quickly moving ahead, just if we can, uh, list the documents that are required to apply for a loan at Empower, that will help.
Yeah, sure. So as I mentioned that we require very generic documents which every borrower should have available. So these are the 5-6 documents that you may require. The minimum requirement is 3 documents, which is a passport, a home country address proof, admission letter from the university, and your resume. These are the only 3-4 documents which are mandatory. If you have a financial proof from your side, which you are thinking of putting in your education, you would need to submit a proof of that. If you have a loan running or a credit card running on you, then we would need proof of that. So the first 4 documents become mandatory. The last 2 document depends on the profile of the student.
Got it. Got it. Thank you. It seems like an easy process. You wish लिस्ट ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स भी कम कर दिए हैं आप लोगों ने, तो मुझे लगता है कि बहुत आसान हो जाएगा फॉर आवर स्टूडेंट्स टू अप्लाई फॉर अ लोन विद एम्पावर.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for taking us through the process at Empower. I am going to invite questions and open this forum for our students to ask away. And while they do, I've received a few questions. So one of the questions is what are the interest rates and repayment terms for a no cosigner loan in comparison to a traditional loan? So interest rates, like you were mentioning, Tushar Prathamesh, आप mention कर रहे थे कि 3.39% से लेके I think 14% तक है. But if you could just again mention it once more, and what the one non-cosigner loan and versus a traditional loan.
I would take it for the cosigner loan.
Right.
Yuvish can take for no cosigner since he is the expert on the panel here.
Okay.
So when it comes to cosigner loan, now there are several parameters on which the case has been analyzed. Primarily the income versus the liability of the co-applicant, student's academic background, and the collateral security if required. So based on these 3 parameters, the case is being assessed. Without any collateral security, the case assessed based only on the co-applicant's financial status, his civil history, student civil history, and the liabilities, the EMIs they are paying against their income. So rate of interest depends upon these parameters. Now repayment option, which is traditionally there are 3 repayment options. One is always available, that is to pay the entire EMI right from the course start of the course duration. You can choose to pay the entire EMI, but that is not feasible for most of the students. Then there is an interest repayment option only, where student can choose to pay the interest only. Again, that's not that feasible option. So the third option is the most prominent, and majority of the student adopt for that, is the partial repayment option. Say for an example, you have X amount of the interest which is accruing based on the loan amount, then bank will tell you that you have to pay minimum this much as the interest part every month basis. So always students should choose to pay some or the other amount against the loan they have borrowed. So that's traditionally with the cosigner loan option. Now over to Yuvish for the no cosigner loan options.
Yeah, sure. So if we are talking about the interest, our interest rate starts at 9.99%, and it depends on the profile of the student and the university that you're going for. So it could be a little higher as well, depending on the profile and the university. The second piece about repayment is, so during the school time, we ask for a simple interest payment. So whatever amount you have taken as a disbursement. So the first thing that we do is we do not disburse to you, we disburse it to the university and on the timelines that they require. So let's say if you're taking a $50,000 approval from us, the university may only ask us to disburse $10,000 on your behalf in the first tranche. Okay, so that you can get started with your education. And on the basis of the disbursement, you will only accrue interest and the interest rate as well as the origination fee only on the disbursement. During the school time, as I mentioned, you are required to make simple interest payment on the disbursed amount. This goes on for the next 2.5 years. And after that, you can start paying the monthly installments. You get 10 years to pay that back. So you have a good 12 years, 12.5 years of repayment period, which you can use to repay the loan back.
Got it. Got it. Thank you. Did not know that, the loan amount is actually dispersed directly to the university. So that was like a new thing that I learned. I'll quickly take a question from Shabham. He says, yes, I did. I'm assuming he applied for a loan. The bank wanted collateral, and the family home was not enough because it was in a rural area, and He also had an admit from one of the top universities, but the bank still said no. And yeah, very, very valid, Shubham, for you to feel crazy, because I would have felt the same and very disappointed as well. That after all the hard work that a student puts into getting through a college and getting an admit, a piece of land was the reason, that they may not go. They may not be able to go. So yeah, if you would like to address that, you wish. Are there cases? Do you face such cases?
Yeah, I mean, our product has been designed to support these kind of students who are high potential, who can go to top universities, but may face a challenge on collateral or cosigner, or they want to take their education journey on their own. So, Shubham, really sad that you had to go through this. Maybe if you're applying for US university, you can look at Empower, and we'll be happy to help you out with the funding.
Absolutely. And if that is non-US university, you still come to us. We will certainly help you out on that.
Yes, yes. Shubham, I understand that you've already reached out to a bank or a lending firm, and you've not received help. While we're extremely sorry about that, we'll make sure at Lorien. So our team will be reaching out to you, each one of you personally, in a day or 2 days time, so that we stay connected and we are able to help you with this process of yours. Uh, Another question. I think, yeah, I actually got stuck because my name was spelled differently on my passport and my university admit letter. Yeah, a very it seems like an uncommon mistake, but I think or other various documents that one has to submit, for the visa processes or the loan process. Sounds small, but the bank wouldn't process the loan until it matched. I had to run around to get it fixed. It delayed everything by almost 2 weeks. So, is that the only way around, or if there's any better way to handle it, Tushar? What's your
Applied, because there is a very small process which we have to do an affidavit. That's the immediate fix for, for lender to, process the loan. That should not be a showstopper for you, to be very honest, but depends upon what lender you have applied and who was the relationship manager from that lender. Because it's the affidavit which you have to do on 100 or 500 paper stamp. ICICI Bank it is. Of course, banking people will definitely look into it. Banks are very stringent in their compliances, but yes, affidavit could be the answer to it.
Got it. Got it. Tushar, yeah, that was like a quick fix. Affidavit मिलने
Yep,
में hardly आधा घंटा 1 घंटा लगता है.
absolutely.
That can help in this scenario. Before we end this session, I'll actually ask if Shubham would want to, share with us or mention where did he apply for this loan at, uh, or any other details if you would want to. So I'll just open this forum and allow Shubham to talk. Um, that would be about it. And while that happens, I just have one last question. What are the risks and downsides of taking a no cosigner loan? Because हमने अब अच्छी अच्छी बातें कर ली कि I'll feel the independence, I am responsible for my journey, and I have 12 months or more time to actually repay the loan. But what are the risks and downsides of taking a no cosigner loan? That too from a foreign lender. You wish
So
if you would want to take that? And before you answer my question, you wish, Shubham, I promise you we'll be reaching out to you super soon. Thank you for sharing your contact with us. Tushar, I'll be forwarding Shubham's number to you. So,
sure,
Lorien Finance, I think we promise that we are going to reach you and
absolutely.
probably help you in every way possible. So, we personally are going to make sure it happens for you. And yeah, you wish. I would like to understand from you.
Yeah, just still trying to think on that. But I see one challenge that normally students tell us, which is paying simple interest amount during their school time. I mean, uh, just having a thought of making those simple interest payment when you're thinking of moving to another country,
Hmm.
may be a little scary for students. So in that case, I mean, what we tell the students is you should always plan your payments ahead. If you're thinking of making a payment, maybe an upfront payment to another lender, you can use that to make these simple interest payments. Why we tell that is because if you're compounding your loan, or let's say you're not making any payments in your loan, uh, it gets added to your principal amount every month. And then you have to pay interest on interest, which can be challenging and which can actually balloon up your loan by 25% at least. So that's a big cost which normally students pay when they're not thinking of making any payments during the school time. Plus, US as a country, if you really see, they allow you to work part time when you're studying. So that gives you an option to make some money during your school time and using that to make these payments, manage your fooding expenses or living expenses. So this is how we also tell the students that you should always look at working there because it will add on to your experience. It will allow you to have jobs at the end of the journey and also reduce your burden of a loan on you. So yeah, that is one challenge which I see normally coming up. Uh, Otherwise, I mean, as Tushar said, India INR is depreciating, US dollar is rising. What if you take a
True.
loan right now and then during the 2 years your loan amount shrinks because dollar has again like increased. So you will be at the brunt of it. Plus the forex transactions from India to US, US to India,
Right.
and the whole lot of hidden fees which are there in the process. So it's
True.
always better to see the process first, see the charges that you're paying to any of the lenders, and then make a decision. Not
Right.
only for Empower, but in any lender that you're going ahead with. And
Right.
I think Lorien team is there to help out the student with the information and helping out the student with making the right decision
Right.
ultimately.
Right.
True.
Uh, Thank you for sharing with us, Yavish, how it's an easy process for an easy choice also for students to make. But while Yavish shared the pros of applying for a loan with Empower, we have a lot many lenders on Lorien Finance that are offering great interest rates and are here to have pledged to actually make this journey easier and friendly for you. So yeah, while we thank you, Wish, and thank Empower for coming up with all these options for our students, I think we have a lot more lenders trying to help you in a lot other ways. So Lorien Finance will be in touch with you, with each one of you, and we promise we are going to call everyone, each one of you, and make sure that we personally take care of your journey. Before I say a bye to all of y'all, I am going to quickly again talk to y'all about Lorien's Loan Fest. So it's India's biggest study abroad loan fest, and it is live now. I will tell you all that's happening at Lorien's Loan Fest. So we have amazing rewards lined up only and only for you. With every loan dispersal, every single dispersal, you will get gifts worth rupees 2000. So that's our way of congratulating you. Every week, one student will win travel goodies worth 20,000 rupees, which is going to be perfect for, your travel, your airport runs, and new city adventures, new bags, laptop sleeves, all that you need will be sponsored by us. Um, and it doesn't stop here. Every month, one lucky student will win a brand new iPhone. So that's also happening, and it still doesn't end here. There's a big reward at the end of the loan fest. One lucky student who's taken a loan through Lorien will win a MacBook. So MacBook, iPhone, travel goodies worth 20,000 rupees, and an assured gift worth rupees 2,000 is surely something that we are giving away to our students. how do we choose these students to win these prizes? Apart from the 2,000 worth gifts that every student receives upon every dispersal, all the other rewards, we'll be choosing a student through lucky draw process, and that is how we plan on, helping you not just fund your education, but make this journey extremely happy, loving, and in a way reminding that we are here as a companion, not just a lending aggregator platform. So that's about it. Please make sure that you apply for a loan with Lorien and stand a chance to win all these amazing rewards, and also get a chance to actually speak to the experts here, Prathamesh, Tushar, who, are extremely engaged in making this possible for all our students moving abroad. Thank you, Yuvish, for your time. Thank you, Tushar. Thank you, Prathamesh. And thanks to everybody who has joined us today.
Thank you so much, Latika, for well managing this webinar. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks again. Wishing you
Thank
all a
you.
very fun evening.
Thank you,
Thank
Viewish,
you.
for taking time
Thank
out
you.
and being a part of a Lorient's no-cosigner webinar, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, same here, same here. Thank you, everyone.
Yep. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.